Hi everybody, Michelle from SangriaSisters.com. It is February 8th, 2011, and I'm just kind of feeling the need to ramble for a little bit, so bear with me, I guess. I had a really interesting appointment with my therapist today, and I decided that it was time for me to bring up my concerns or thoughts about the possibility of medication for anxiety issues. And we had a really good conversation about that, and so I left with some resources, and I'm going to look into that some more. I know that there are a lot of other post-ops out there that wind up needing to go through this process after massive weight loss, and realizing that there's some underlying things that need to be addressed. There's the reference to the honeymoon period in the weight loss surgery community, and what it is referring to is it depends on who you speak to, but it could be anywhere from 12 months to 2 years of rapid weight loss where your tool is really working at its best. Your malabsorption is rocking awesome, and you can just lose very quickly. And for me, as you all know, that slowed down significantly at month 11 really is when it really started slowing down. And now I'm at month 14 and a half, almost 15, I guess, and I really haven't lost much the past few months. So anyway, I've been thinking about this whole concept of this honeymoon period, and I sure don't feel like I'm in a honeymoon right now. I posted the other day about the questions that a particular reader or poster on Obesity Help had put out there. What is it that you want to do? Where do you want to go? How do you want to feel when you get there? Who do you want to be? I mean, those really, really big, loaded questions that, let's face it, a lot of us that have had significant issues with food and weight have really run away from. Not all of us, but I know that there's a lot of us that have avoided that. We've buried ourselves in roles like being a caretaker for children and partners. We've buried our kind of wants and desires, our fears, all of that under building a very protective layer physically around us, a fortress really for some of us. And as that wall comes down, you can't help but realize, I don't know. It seems like you have to confront those questions. I tend to think that if we don't confront those questions, I don't know how we stand a chance in hell at maintaining weight loss. Won't we just go back to the things that gave us protection and comfort if ultimately we can't answer those questions for ourselves? I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. But I think that that's an important part of the journey. And, it's really hard. I'm probably the most down that I've been emotionally since having surgery. I'm kind of in this just rough phase right now. And like I said, it doesn't feel much like a honeymoon. And I post those questions, or I say those questions. What do I want to be? How do I want to feel when I get there? Whatever. And I want to scream at the top of my lungs, I don't know. I don't know. And it's hard to feel, it's hard to know what your identity is when you're trying to explore those things, but you feel very stuck. Very stuck. And you know that you need to work through those things in order to get to a better place. But getting from point A to point B can be excruciating, very, very difficult. So I don't know how to do it. I think, by seeking out support from the professionals and support from people who have been down this road, is an important component of it. Of course, my nose starts running. Gross. But I just don't know. And you know what? I want to put this video out there because I post things like my 1 year out video, which is very positive, and it talks about how life is what's next. And, I'm generally a very positive person, and have posted about a lot of the really great things that have happened. And it's important to me to be real with you that this isn't a bed of roses. And the weight loss feels like it is such a big process to go through. It's life-changing. But then you get to this point where it kind of slows and it stops, and people stop saying anything because you just, they've seen you long enough now at your healthier weight and it doesn't faze them, and you kind of need to get on with your life, and that's really quite difficult when you don't have the typical coping mechanisms that you've relied on for so long. So I know that this is just kind of one big long ramble, but I have a lot of friends right now that are in the process of getting approved for surgery or have a surgery date coming up. And I certainly have no regrets whatsoever. It was very important health-wise for me to be able to get off that weight. But I can't stress enough the importance, the importance of getting help with the emotional end of things, whatever the help may look like for you. These issues do not go away. I feel like the emotional issues surrounding everything. I was going to say food and whatever, but it's everything. I feel them so much more intensely without the cloud or the haze of food, of binging around me, protecting me, numbing things, even if only for a short period of time, just numbing things long enough to get through whatever I was going through. And without that now, it feels like a very vulnerable state to be in. Scary, very, very scary, and incredibly confusing. I would say lonely, but fortunately, I've got my good friend Kelly on this road with me, and all of my other friends through the support group, and all of you guys. So it's not so lonely, but it is very difficult. And so if you understand, if you've experienced stuff like this, share, share. People like me need to hear your stories. And I don't know. I know that there are brighter days ahead. I know that this is just kind of a moment in time that I'm working through. I don't know. It's important. It's important work, and it's scary, and I don't want to do it a lot of days, but I know I have to, because I can't go back. I don't want to go back, and I'm terrified of the idea of going back. And while in a lot of ways I miss it, that comfort and that protection, I certainly wasn't living my best life, and I was checked out on so many things. So now I choose here and now, and embracing my health and addressing this crap, and working through it, doing the hard work. It's about so much more than food. Thanks for listening.